Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a silk press on a returning client. Now I actually haven't seen her in about 8 months, and that's because you know how life gets. Life was lifing, and she has been so busy going through a ton of transitions that she has had no time for not only her hair but herself. She told me she just been living in braids, and we know the ease of braids. You just put it in and you go on about your days, but underneath your hair is crying out for help. So that's where I come in. Today I'm going to give her the treatments, the trim she needs so we can get her hair back on track. So let's dive in. After washing her hair with a clarifying shampoo to make sure I got off all the dirt and debris, I'm going in with an Olaplex treatment. Now, if you're unfamiliar with an Olaplex treatment, Olaplex is a bond building treatment. That means it goes into the hair and rebuilds your hair from the inside out. You can think of it more as like a strengthening treatment. Now, what I love about an Olaplex treatment, especially for my clients with curly hair, is that it helps to reduce breakage, improve curl definition, enhance moisture retention, and promote long-term health overall. Now, this is so important after taking down protective style like braids, because your hair has been bounded in a tight style for so long and it's been drying out that you need a treatment that will go in and rebuild your hair, because we know that once your hair comes out of those braids, it's more prone to breakage. So you want something that's really going to strengthen the hair so that any style you do after that is well supported. Now, as I mentioned, an Olaplex treatment is more of a strengthening treatment. So in order to give her hair the moisture that it desperately needs, I'm going to pair this treatment with a steam treatment as well. And what I love about steam treatment is that it's going to help push in that Olaplex treatment and then also boost her hydration levels so that she's going to get the strength and the moisture that she needs. And not only do steamers help maintain moisture in the hair, but it also helps detox and moisturize your scalp as well. Now, we know once we have our hair in braids, our scalps start to suffer. So this is really great, especially after taking down braids, to do like a really good steam treatment, and your hair will really have some moisture pushed back into it and relieve a lot of that tension that's been put onto the scalp as well. If you're interested in the hair steamer that I use, along with any other products or tools that you see me use in this video, be sure to catch the links in the description below. Alright, so after steaming with the Olaplex treatment, you actually have to shampoo it out. So I'm going to go in with my moisture shampoo from my Timelessly Curly hair care line. This is a sulfate-free shampoo, so it's not going to strip her hair of any moisture or natural oils, but it's going to provide hydration and help prevent breakage. Now, I just want to make a quick note of how I'm shampooing her hair. You can see that as I'm lathering her hair, I'm using my fingers to detangle as I'm working the shampoo through. Now, this is how I recommend everyone shampoo their hair. Use your fingers at this time to detangle. Now, I already detangled her hair before with the Olaplex treatment, but this is going to make sure that I thoroughly feel out any tangles, any knots, so that I can gently pull them apart as I lather her hair. This will help prevent any breakage down the line. Alright, so after shampooing, I'm going in with my deep repair treatment, which is my deep conditioner. So I love this because it's going to put so much moisture back into that hair, and it has keratin, which also is a protein that is naturally found in our hair, so it's going to strengthen it as well. Now, after taking down braids, it is so important to deep condition. That is because your hair is actually at its weakest state after taking down braids after like an extended amount of time. It is dry, so that means it is prone to breakage and splitting. So you want to be so careful with your hair and also give it as much nourishment as it needs. So that's why I'm very big on finger detangling, because finger detangling is the most gentle form of detangling there is. Because when you feel you have your hands in it, you can gently pull it apart But if you had a comb or a brush, you would just rip your hair right through. So that's why I love finger detangling, especially after you just take down some braids. Be very gentle with your hair. After working in the deep conditioner, I'm going to give her a relaxing and soothing scalp massage. Now that is because after braids, our scalps are actually really sore from the weight that we put on them with the extensions. So a scalp massage is going to relieve her scalp, relieve the tension, and also stimulate the scalp, so it's going to promote hair growth and bring blood and nutrients back to her scalp. Alright, so after rinsing her out, to prep her for her silk press, I'm going in with my Emergency Miracle treatment. Now this is my leave-in conditioner, and I love it because it's going to make sure that that moisture lasts. Especially with a silk press, you want to make sure that your hair has much moisture in it before you put any hot tools on your hair. Alright, for some heat protection, I'm going in with Lay Dew, which is my blow dry primer. And I love it because, as you can see, it is a cream based heat protectant. Now that's so important because cream has water in it, so it's going to keep the hair hydrated as I blow out her hair. Now this is so important because we know that after a blow dry, our hair can get very dry and crunchy. So in order to prevent that, you have to go in with a blow dry cream. And we all know when it comes to a silk press, the blow dry is the most important step. So you want to make sure that you get the most hydrated, smoothest blowout. So that's why I love to go in with Lay Dew. Okay, to seal in all the moisture we just put in, and for some added heat protection, I'm going in with my amethyst oil. Now, yes, it is amethyst and it has minerals and nutrients, and it creates this shine, which is why it is probably my favorite oil. And it has hemp seed oil, which is great for relieving the scalp as well. So I like to give some of my clients scalp massages with the amethyst oil as well. Now, as I blow dry her hair, I just want to share some tips on how to maintain your hair underneath a protective style so you don't notice any damage when you take it out. So the first step is to moisturize your hair regularly. Even though your hair is tucked away, it still needs moisture. You want to make sure you're using a lightweight moisturizing spray. You can get your leave-in conditioner, mix it with a little bit of water, and use a spray bottle to keep your hair spritzed. And focus on the scalp and the length of your hair, especially those ends. The next tip is to keep your scalp clean. It is crucial to maintain a clean and healthy scalp when you're wearing your protective style. Depending on the style, you may be able to wash your hair and scalp regularly, or you need to use an applicator bottle with some water and some shampoo so that you can just apply that directly at the scalp and let the runoff from that clean the rest of your hair. I recommend doing that, especially if you wear braids. Okay, so the next tip is to make sure that at night you are protecting your hair with a satin or silk scarf or bonnet. Now this is important because as we sleep, we rub our faces and our hair against cotton, sheets, and pillowcases, and that dries our hair out. Now we know that we're not washing our hair for weeks on end, so we need to protect our hair from anything that's going to dry it out even more. And my last tip is to never wear your protective style for too long. Now, while it's great to wear them to give your hair a break, you can actually do more harm than good if you leave it on for too long. Aim to wear your protective style for no longer than 6 to 8 weeks so that you can prevent matting, tangling, and potential damage to your natural hair. Alright, so after her blow dry, I'm going in with that haircut because we can thoroughly see those split ends and what needs to go. Now, it's so important after a protective style to get your trim because your hair is in a very vulnerable state, so you want to get off any damage that you may have accumulated. And a trim is not only good for those split ends and getting rid of them, but it's also great for giving your hair some shape so it'll get some life back after you're wearing your protective style. We all know if we go too long without getting a haircut, our hair starts to look crazy because it loses its shape and it looks so flat and blah. So that's why it's so important to get your trim to give your hair back some shape, some life, so that it makes styling much easier. Alright, after her haircut, I'm going back in with that amethyst oil, and that is going to be added heat protection and to provide silkiness and smoothness for her silk press. As I finish up, I flat iron her hair. I just want to mention that a silk press is great when you really just want to check on the health of your hair. You want to see how long it's getting, you want to see how healthy it looks, because when you straighten your hair out, you see all the dead ends, you see everything, you see how it's laying. So it's great for just like a health check. Majority of my clients are curly girls and they do not put heat on their hair, so it's always fun to come into the salon just to style it and see what it's doing. Alright, so here are our final results. Look at the fullness, look at the body, look at the bounce. Now that's why it's so important to do a beautiful trim so that you can get layers and shape like this. Now it was so important that we went in with all the treatments for strength and moisture, because if we didn't, her hair would be so stiff and dry. So you want to make sure after you take down your protective style, you put in as much strength and moisture as possible to get your hair right back on track. Now, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're ready to find out how to actually avoid heat damage when you're straightening your hair, I'll catch you on the next video. Bye!